This just happened, Patriots Nation, and it completely changes everything we thought we knew about our performance in Super Bowl 60. The truth has finally come out about why Drake Maye didn't look like the all-pro quarterback we've watched dominate all season long on that Sunday night in Santa Clara. The stat sheet shows 2 interceptions and a lost fumble, but what it doesn't reveal is the intense physical pain our young franchise quarterback endured every single snap of that game. After the final whistle blew at Levi's Stadium, with confetti falling in Seahawks colors instead of our beloved red, white, and blue, Maye walked into the press conference room wearing nothing but a sleeveless shirt. His right shoulder, that golden arm that carried us through 14 regular season wins and 2 playoff victories, was covered in angry red welts, visible proof of the punishment he absorbed throughout the night. But here's what the cameras didn't capture during the game, what the national media didn't know while they were criticizing every throw, every decision. The exclusive details are emerging now, and they paint a picture of warrior-level toughness that defines what it means to wear the flying Elvis on your chest. Maye suffered a significant shoulder injury to his throwing arm during our AFC Championship victory over the Denver Broncos. You remember that game, when we punched our ticket to the Super Bowl with that gritty 17-10 win at Gillette Stadium. The place was electric, 68,000 fans chanting "Let's go Pats," so loud you could feel it in your bones. The roar when we sealed that victory, when we knew we were going back to the Super Bowl for the first time since 2018, it was absolutely deafening. But Drake Maye paid a steep price for that glory. The injury was so severe that he had limited participation in practice leading up to the biggest game of his young career. He missed the crucial Friday session entirely before the team flew out to California. Think about that for a second. Your starting quarterback, the guy who just turned 23 years old and is leading you to a Super Bowl in his 2nd season, can't even practice 3 days before the championship game. The Patriots medical staff had to administer pain-blocking injections just to get him on the field. When reporters asked him how he felt after the loss, his answer was as disturbing as it was honest. "I really don't know. They shot me up, so I can't feel much of anything right now." The Seattle defense, those sharks smelling blood in the water, they knew something was off from the opening drive. They brought relentless pressure all night long. Defensive coordinator Clint Hurt dialed up blitzes from every angle, sending linebackers through the A-gap, cornerbacks off the edge, safeties flying downhill. Maye was sacked 6 times and hit 11 separate times throughout the game. 11 times, with a shoulder injury that required injections just to play? And despite all of that, despite the arm being practically numb, he still threw for 295 yards and 2 touchdowns. He connected with Mac Hollins for a 35-yard strike in the 4th quarter. A perfect ball dropped right into the bucket while taking a hit. Then he found Ramondre Stevenson for another score. At no point did he use the injury as an excuse. When asked about it post-game, he gave you that classic Patriots answer. "If I'm out there, I expect to play well. I didn't make the plays we needed to win. That's on me." That's leadership, folks. That's accountability. Before you hit that subscribe button to stay locked in with Patriots Nation, let me remind you what this kid accomplished before that shoulder got banged up. Drake Maye was selected to the Pro Bowl. He was named 2nd-team All-Pro. He led the entire National Football League in passer rating with a mark of 107.4. He also topped the league in completion percentage at 69.2%. Those are elite, generational quarterback numbers. This is a stone-cold competitor, people. The fact that he stood in that pocket, taking 11 hits with an injured shoulder that required pain injections, proves he has the championship DNA this city demands. I've covered this team through the Dynasty years and the painful rebuilding seasons, and I'm telling you right now, what Drake Maye showed us in Super Bowl 60 wasn't failure. It was the foundation of our next championship run. The kid is 23 years old and already has the respect of every player in that locker room. Mike Vrabel knows exactly what he has in number 10. This wasn't how the story was supposed to end, but it's far from over. The shoulder will heal, the pain will fade, but that toughness, that refusal to make excuses, that's forever. That's Patriots football, baby. Let's go Pats. Disappointed but not discouraged. Those 5 words from Mike Vrabel echoed through the visitors' locker room at Santa Clara after the 29-13 defeat to the Seahawks. And Patriots Nation, those words tell you everything you need to know about where this franchise is headed. As a reporter who has covered this team through the glory days and the dark times, through 6 Super Bowl parades and some truly awful seasons, I can tell you with absolute conviction that the culture in Foxborough has fundamentally changed. This isn't just about X's and O's anymore. This is about a brotherhood that Vrabel built in just 307 days. Let me take you back to where this team was exactly 1 year ago. Back-to-back 4-win seasons in 2023 and 2024. National analysts calling us a bottom-feeder franchise that would take half a decade to rebuild. Mock drafts had us picking in the top 3 again. The dynasty was dead, they said. Tom Brady's shadow was too big, they said. Bill Belichick's departure left a crater that couldn't be filled, they said. Then Mike Vrabel walked through the doors at Gillette Stadium on a cold January morning, and everything changed overnight. He installed an underdog, disrespected, chip-on-our-shoulder mentality from day 1 of training camp. He made it clear that nobody outside the building believed in this team, and he used that as fuel. He brought back that old-school Patriots toughness, that mentality of do your job that defined the dynasty years. Suddenly, a team that won 8 games combined over 2 seasons went out and won 14 games in the regular season. We dominated the AFC playoffs, blowing out the Los Angeles Chargers in the wild card round, then grinding out that defensive battle against Denver. The loss on Sunday night hurts precisely because there haven't been many painful moments during this magical run. But as Vrabel told his players in that emotional locker room, real culture isn't revealed when you're hoisting a trophy. It's revealed when everyone stays together, frustrated and hurting after a loss. The most telling part of this entire story is the relationship between the head coach and his franchise quarterback. Drake Maye, even after a tough individual performance, went out of his way to praise his coach in the post-game press conference. He called Vrabel Coach of the Year for a very specific reason. He said there isn't another coach in the entire National Football League that players would rather suit up for on Sundays. That's not coach speak. That's genuine respect and love. Vrabel returned that loyalty by giving them their identity back. He returned belief. He returned purpose. He returned that winning mentality that made Gillette Stadium one of the most feared venues in professional sports. Here's what the national media won't tell you because they don't understand Patriots Nation the way we do. Vrabel's message for the offseason is simple but powerful. Unity. He demands the group stays together, avoids individualism, resists the temptation to point fingers, and carries the bitter taste of this defeat into every single training session, every film study, every rep in the weight room. This young roster, led by a 23-year-old quarterback who just threw for nearly 300 yards on an injured shoulder, is convinced they'll be back on this stage very soon. And you know what? I believe them. Make sure you're subscribed to this channel because when they do return to the Super Bowl, when they're holding that Lombardi trophy and confetti is falling in Patriots colors, you're going to want to say you were here from the beginning of this new era, this Vrabel era that's bringing championship football back to New England. The Patriots way has been rebuilt, reimagined, and Mike Vrabel is the architect of something truly special. Think about what he accomplished in year 1. He took a team that Vegas odds makers had winning maybe 5 or 6 games and turned them into AFC champions. He got a second-year quarterback to play at an all-pro level for 16 consecutive weeks before an injury changed everything. He convinced veterans like Matthew Judon, who had 1 foot out the door, to buy into the program and become leaders. He developed young players like Christian Gonzalez into a shutdown corner who can match up against any receiver in the league. He made Gillette Stadium a fortress again where opposing teams are terrified to play in November and December when the wind is whipping and temperatures drop below freezing. Sunday night didn't end the way we dreamed. That Seahawks defense was relentless. Their offense made just enough plays, and Jason Myers kicked 5 field goals that added up to heartbreak. But here's what I know after covering this league for over a decade. Teams that respond to adversity the right way, teams that have a head coach players would run through a wall for, teams that have a young franchise quarterback with ice in his veins, those teams always find their way back. The window isn't closing, Patriots Nation, it's just opening. Vrabel isn't discouraged, the locker room isn't discouraged, and neither should any member of the greatest fan base in professional sports. We're disappointed, absolutely, but we're not going anywhere. The revolution is real, and it's only getting started. Let's go, Pats! Patriots Nation, take a deep breath. I know the sting of that Super Bowl 60 loss to the Seattle Seahawks is still fresh. Watching that Lombardi trophy slip away in Mike Vrabel's first year is devastating, especially after such a miraculous campaign that had Gillette Stadium rocking like the glory days. But here's the reality, and I need you to hear this loud and clear. We have exactly 1 million reasons to remain optimistic, and they're all tied to the financial future of this franchise. We have officially entered what I'm calling the golden window, and the clock has never ticked louder. Despite the frustration in Santa Clara on that Sunday night, we have to acknowledge what Mike Vrabel accomplished. He inherited a team that everybody, and I mean everybody, thought was destined for a multi-year rebuild, and he took them straight to the Super Bowl in year one. That doesn't happen often in this league. However, the championship game exposed some vulnerabilities. Our young star Drake Maye felt the weight of the stage and played like a rookie, making critical mistakes throughout the contest. But don't let one bad night cloud the bigger picture. Maye has already proven he's the franchise quarterback we've been searching for since Tom Brady left Foxborough. He led us to a 14-3 record and the AFC East title in just his second year. He's the guy, period. Now here's the crucial part of this special report, the part that should have every Patriots fan energized for what comes next: the money. Right now, the Patriots are sitting on a strategic gold mine. Because Drake Maye is still on his rookie contract, he's going to cost just $4.1 million in cash next season, with approximately $9.9 million counting against the salary cap. In the universe of NFL quarterbacks, that's an absolute steal. But every steal has an expiration date. According to internal projections, Drake Maye's market value is already estimated at a staggering $240 million over 4 years. That's $60 million per season, Patriots Nation. He can't sign that monster extension until after the 2026 season. That means we have exactly one more season to go all in for a championship before Maye's new contract eats up a significant chunk of our cap space. The message to Mike Vrabel and the front office is crystal clear. Spend every available penny right now. If this roster was good enough to reach the Super Bowl this season, imagine the potential with elite veteran talent added while Maye is still financially affordable. The foundation is built, and for the first time in years, all the right pieces are in place for a return to Dynasty status. Now here's where you need to hit that subscribe button, because the moves this franchise makes in the next 6 months will define the next decade of Patriots football. This isn't just about running it back with the same roster. This is about strategic aggression. This is about recognizing the championship windows in the NFL are narrow, and ours is wide open right now. We have cap flexibility, we have draft capital, we have a head coach who won Coach of the Year and has the respect of every player in that building. We have a quarterback who just completed his age 23 season as a Pro Bowler. The Patriots aren't just rebuilding anymore. We're reloading for a definitive run in 2025 and 2026 that will shape the next era of football in New England. This front office needs to be active in free agency. We need to add pass rushers who can get to the quarterback. We need offensive line reinforcements to protect Maye's surgically repaired shoulder. We need another playmaker on the outside to complement what we have. The good news is we have the resources to make it happen. Think about what this team accomplished while Maye was making less than $3 million in base salary, 14 regular season wins, 2 playoff victories, an AFC championship. We were 1 game away from the ultimate prize. Now imagine adding a premier edge rusher in free agency. Imagine drafting another weapon in the first round. Imagine this young core, this brotherhood that Vrabel built, getting another year of experience and chemistry. That's not rebuild talk, that's dynasty talk. The clock is ticking on our financial advantage. 2026 is the last season before Maye gets his massive payday, and he's earned every penny of that future contract. But right now, in this exact moment, we have a closing window to maximize our Super Bowl chances before the cap situation changes. Smart franchises recognize these moments and capitalize. The Kansas City Chiefs did it with Patrick Mahomes. The Philadelphia Eagles did it with Jalen Hurts. Now it's our turn. return. The Patriots have the blueprint. The Patriots have the quarterback. The Patriots have the coach. All that's left is executing the plan. Let's go, Pats! And remember, Patriots Nation never stops believing.